get out of a relationship, you can change how you're doing certain things, whatever else. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying lay down and be a carpet and be walked on and beat up. But I am saying you can forgive. And don't put a limit to it. Because that's our tendency. A limit. I finally had enough. Right? Alright. We'll go on to the next one. If we set limits, the negative consequences of unforgiveness begin. And what are those consequences? The root of bitterness springs up like I talked about. Go on. Our prayer lives suffer. Oh, I love this one. Oh, Lord, I want to pray to you this morning. And I want to tell you about this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Although I still hate Joe Schmo over here. Or I hate Bob and Mary. Or I don't like this and that. I can tell... Go back. I can tell when someone has a problem with me. I can immediately tell when someone has a problem with me. Some of you are looking at me right now like you have a problem with me. And that's okay. But I can tell. You want to know why? Because the conversation changes. The way we relate changes. When you got a beef with... I just know right away. The texts change. Everything changes. I'm like, oh dang, they got a problem. Don't you think God knows the exact same thing? It changes. Something gets in the way in the middle. And I think when they're talking to me and talking to me about something, I know they got a problem. I'm not in relationship with that person. Because they got a beef with me. When you have a beef with someone, you're not in relationship. Not only with them, but with God. He wants something more for us. I may be pushing you a little bit. But that's what He did. Our prayer life suffer. Go on to the next one. Our worship is hindered. Our worship. We come here and we all stand up and sing, don't we? Because we're so excited. We just love what God's been doing for us. And some of us are like, no, I don't stand up. I just sit here. Okay, that's fine too. I sit there so excited. My worship. But let me tell you something. If you've got bitterness, you have some egging at you about somebody or something and whatever else, your worship is hindered. Imagine God being there like, oh, they're singing to me. But He knows your heart and He knows there's a crooked little poisonous spot in there. Thanks, man. Love it. It's great. Worship can be hindered. Alright, let's go to the next one. Witness is damaged. Alright? Because when the root of bitterness sits in your life, guess what happens? Affects everybody else. And you walk around, I'm just an angry person, or I'm this and that. Believe me, it rolls over onto everyone else. If you don't think so, that's just because they haven't told you. That's because they have not told you. They haven't had the guts to tell you, or no one sat down and told you, guess what? You are a bitter person. You nag about everything. You're always looking for something bad. It's just there. No one sits down and tells us that one, do they? Not usually. Maybe our wife once in a while, but then we'll justify and be, you know better than me. Am I right?
Yeah.
It goes on everybody. You know those people. And you say, it's not me. Oh, maybe. Witness is damaged. Can be. Alright? Next one. It creates unresolved conflict. Unresolved. If you want to create peace with other people, you got to have peace with God. Alright? Unresolved conflict. Does that make sense? Unresolved conflict is just yucky. I always figured conflict does one or two things. Tears people apart or draws them together. Alright? You don't solve it, you just hold it in there. Well, it's unresolved.